this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash later bell's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it. axle, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
The regular season finale happens tonight. One more night, and these volleyball teams turn their attention to the postseason. Tonight, from Century High School in Bismarck, the PSP Network is pleased to bring you this North Dakota Class A high school volleyball matchup as the Minot Majets have made the couple-hour drive down Highway 83, U.S. Highway 83 in Bismarck, to the capital city to take on the homestanding Century Patriots. Hi again, volleyball fans. Alongside Tia Streeter, I'm Todd Domries, welcoming you to our PSP Network broadcast booth for, I think it's the 6th and final volleyball broadcast that we'll bring to you on the PSP Network. Pleased to do it as Century number two Century. We haven't said that in a while. The most recent Class A girls volleyball poll just came out. It's embargoed until 7 o'clock, Tio, so just
so
like that.
So close enough. You made it.
It is straight up.
By.
It is straight up 7 o'clock, so we are good to go as Century is now number 2 after losing a couple hard-fought games to the Bismarck Demons. The Demons are now number 1, so Tia, that hasn't happened in a while, and obviously we'll get to the particulars in this one, but hey, Century rebounded after that Bismarck High game and got a nice win at home against the Jamestown Blue Jays, and now they conclude the season tonight, and we'll recognize the seniors that head coach Jamie Zastapol would say have brought a lot to the table for the Century Patriots.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're at this point in the season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like when you said this is the last night, I mean, a lot's happening tonight, and for obviously these seniors for Century, their last game on the home floor, that's a really big deal for them. Coach Zastapol said before the game the girls were a little bit emotional. You know, it's a big night when you get to say, hey, this is our last night playing on this floor, and so the girls are going to be excited, and you know, hopefully we're going to get a good game tonight on this last night of the WDA regular season.
Century 30-2 on the season, 18-1 in WDA play. Minot High is 13-19 overall, 8-11 in WDA play. And so let's get right to the bracketology here, if you will, as still a few things to figure out on the final night of WDA play, as Century and Bismarck High are both tied at 18-1. They both play tonight. Century obviously here at home. The game we're bringing you on the PSP Network. One of the games we'll be monitoring tonight is St. Mary's is at Carl Gard Gymnasium to take on the Bismarck Demons. Both Century and Bismarck High, if they both win tonight, Century has the tiebreaker against the Bismarck Demons. So Century would be your 1 seed in the WDA Conference Tournament, which starts next Thursday up in Watford City. And then it gets interesting. You've got St. Mary's at 13-6. Jamestown at 13-6, Legacy at 12-7, Mandan at 12-8, and so Mandan has finished WDA play, so they are locked in as the number 6 seed. But you still don't really know what's going to happen with 3, 4, and 5, depending on the outcome of tonight's games. And Legacy is at Jamestown, so there's 2 of those teams that are playing each other. So lots of stuff to figure out tonight, and we'll keep that all abreast as we update you on our BNC National Bank scoreboard throughout the evening. But hey, that's great when it's playoff time and it's the last night.
The last night, and you actually get some play out. Sometimes you hit that last night of the season and everything's already decided. It's actually some really good other matches going on tonight besides this one, which makes it fun because we're going to be kind of score searching all night long to kind of see what else is going on, because that 3 seed, that makes a big difference. As tight as the WDA is this year, when you're talking about something like a 3 seed, it's a big deal. And so I'm excited to see what happens tonight, honestly.
Well, and the one thing we do know is the play-in games are set. The bottom, the top half of the WDA is still got some things to figure out, but the bottom half is set. So the play-in games, which will happen this Thursday, that's November 4th, as you'll have Turtle Mountain will travel to Jamestown. Turtle Mountain, the 11 seed, check that, beg your pardon. Turtle Mountain, the 11 seed, will travel to Mandan. Mandan is the 6 seed, Turtle Mountain, the 11 seed. The 10-7 game will be Watford City as the 10 seed will travel to Minot to take on the very Jets that we'll have tonight. And then Williston, your 9 seed, will be at Dickinson, the 8 seed. And then the way those games match up, the winner of the 8-9 game will play the number 1 seed opening round next week. The winner of the 7-10 game will play the 2 seed. And the winner of the 6-11 game would play the 3 seed in the opening round of the WDA conference tournament. If you've got all that straight, you get an A.
Right.
You get an A in bracketology.
There's a lot there.
You get a PhD in WDA. It's almost the equivalent of March Madness, right? When you start trying to figure out who's going to be slotted where in the brackets.
Yeah, we just have to kind of wait for them to come out, because we were even, before this match started, we were talking to Ben Lervick, who's the athletic director here at Century, and going, okay, well, if this happens, if that happens, it's amazing. And it's just really fun to be at this point in the season because these teams have progressed so much too. You can talk about records and how, teams have developed. But like you said, Minot's on a 4-game win streak. That's really great for them because, they struggled early in the season, and to go, be playing your best volleyball at the end is what you want to be doing.
Yeah, Minot is a team that they have won 4 straight, 3 out of 4 being on their home court. And I'm sure head coach Sherry Carlson likes the direction of her team, and they've won 5 out of 6, 4 straight, including their senior night just a few days ago. And Minot is a team that has a few seniors on the roster. They've got 5, 6, make it 6 seniors, and so they had a chance to recognize them on their home court in front of their home fans and congratulate and send off those seniors with a W. And they're getting ready for the WDA tournament. Obviously, they're playing tonight, and then they'll turn around and host Watford City, a team that they've beaten twice this season already. So you would have a high likelihood that Minot would advance to the WDA tournament based on those. But, hey, it's postseason time, and you really never know what's going to happen. Let's talk about some of the particulars for Minot first. We mentioned those 6 seniors. It's a team that has not been to state since 2011.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that stat. Wow.
So they are one of those clubs that has kind of been on the outside looking in, and now with a team that's got 6 seniors, I know dang well they are going to come to play come tournament time. But, hey, they've got some nice gals that play at a high level for them. Mariah Evenson is one of the league leaders in kills, and then you got Camby Franzfog that's in the top 4 in assists, and Mikhail Naring right up there in blocks. But I want to talk about Mariah Evenson just for a second, because she's one of those kids that, as you and I were kind of breaking down the stat sheet, she kind of fills up a lot of those categories, and that's a great asset to have, I'm sure, for head coach Sherry Carlson.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch her play because, we all say stats, they're indicative of quite a few things. This weekend they'll get to vote on, some of those awards throughout, the year. And obviously, she's got a pretty good chance to be in that list for Minot. And, I'm excited to see her play because I haven't seen her play before. And anytime you get to see somebody in the WDA that really, is a superstar on their team, it kind of makes for a fun night.
Well, these two teams played all the way back on September 9th. That seems like
that's a long time ago, yeah, for sure.
Eternity ago. It was up in Minot as Century won 3-1. Minot took set number 3 And the Patriots obviously won that one as part of their 52-game winning streak in the WDA that was recently snapped. So Century, Jamie, this is a couple times we've gotten to cover, or Tia, we got to cover Jamie's team that, hey, I think it's almost a good thing that, a loss in the regular season is never really a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I think in the grand scheme of things, this has to be looked as a positive for the Century Patriots.
I mean, I think so. I think that you'll obviously have your naysayers on stuff like that, but sometimes it just lights a fire. When you are as highly successful as this club has been for so many years, there's an incredible amount of pressure on you, and winning doesn't quite have the same cachet sometimes as it does when you walk into a gym. It's incredibly exciting, but people expect them to win at this point. And so sometimes losing can be a little bit of a reset. I've been there, I've done that in my career, but it can be this moment where you go, who are we now? And I felt like coming out of that Bismarck High game, Bismarck High was really, really great. They played probably up to their highest potential, and I felt like Century had some spots to improve on after that match. And I think if they can do that, and get a little fire back in their belly after that match, they've got a great opportunity going into the postseason, because they do have, it sounds weird, but a little bit of an edge sometimes when you come back.
So much more to come as our pregame rolls on tonight from Century High School. We'll dig into more of the matchup. It's senior night, so they will be recognizing 8 seniors tonight for the Century Patriots. We'll talk about those kids and have much more. This is the PSP Network. You're listening and watching North Dakota Class A Girls Basketball. More after this break on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Schatz Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Senior night for the Century Patriots. Young ladies getting recognized. You saw student managers. You see Delaney Clark out there. You see Dylan Dennis, Abby Fletcher, Macy Fridgen, J.C. Clark just coming out on the court right now. So I'm sure I've been a part of a few senior nights. Different for guys and boys than it is for gals. It sometimes gets a little emotional. You see a couple tears come out, right?
It does get a little bit emotional. I think at this age, it's, they got to remember that it's not always an ending. There's still a lot of year left, too. Even if this is, the senior night for volleyball, they still got a lot of senior year left to go. And luckily, the best part of the season is yet to go, too, because they've got the WDA tournament and then hopefully the state tournament coming after that. So it is emotional to get to play on your home court for that last time. And, there's nothing like playing in front of your, fans and adoring student section. There's nothing better than that, honestly. But there's still a lot ahead.
Well, there's one of our favorites right there, head coach of the Century Patriots, Darren Mattern. This is Hallie Mattern and head coach Jamie Zastapool, and obviously Hallie's mom, Jareen, there.
Yeah, they've got a really great group of seniors. Obviously, they're going to miss some of these kids next year, big time. But I mean, that's what's kind of made Century so special over the years too. Is they have always had a next group coming in and a next group coming in, and there's always those kids that come up and surprise you. And I don't know how many times I've said throughout the years, that girl's a freshman, and then she's the next big thing. But this group of seniors is pretty darn special. There's a lot of starters on this group and a lot of girls that play a leadership role.
I know one thing. You see Macy Fridgen's dad out there.
He's tall.
I'm like, Macy stands 6'2", and I know where she gets the height,
Right.
obviously.
Her mom, too. Did you see how tall her mom was? I actually saw her dad standing in the entryway of the door earlier, and I was like, man, that guy is tall. And Coach Zatzpool said, well, that's Macy's dad. And I said, oh, I get it now. Okay,
Yep, makes perfect sense, right?
Not many people tower over her.
That's great. We get to give you a quick look at the senior nights for the Century Patriots tonight. As we mentioned, Minot had their senior night a couple nights ago, a win over the Watford City Wolves. And we mentioned this season series as Century won 3-1 back on September 9th. They got 19 kills from Logan Nisley. And the Minot Majettes got 7 kills from Zoe Czar and a few blocks and 28 assists from Cambry Franzfog. And so this isn't one of those games where you look at it tonight and you say, hey, wait a minute, the Century Patriots are just going to whitewash. They lost a set up in Minot, so I expect quite a matchup tonight. As right now we'll turn our attention and we'll bring you our national anthem tonight. We always like to do that when we can. Honor America. This is playing of our national anthem tonight. Now we get set for starting lineups and the introductions of the teams. And while we do that, we can tell you that, hey, tonight's game in part brought to you by the Medicine Shop of Bismarck. They're proud to support local athletes. Medicine Shop offers free delivery. Get your flu shot at the Medicine Shop today. Here's a quick look at that Minot High Majette lineup. Alex Neschheim is a senior libero for the Majettes. Mariah Evenson is one of the gals that leads them in a lot of categories. 11.3 kills, 7.3 digs a night. She's a senior at 5'9". Sophie Eggy, I mentioned all these gals because they're all going to play. They all contribute to the Majettes. Sophie Eggy is a 5'6 senior. Grace Sanders, the 5'3 junior. Mikhail Naring is a 5'7 junior. Cambry Franzfog is a 5'6 senior. Grace Rude, the 5'3 junior. Zoe Czar, a 5'7 sophomore. Avery Lundy, a 5'8 sophomore. Milena Strand, the 5'9 senior. And Michael Walter, the 5'10 senior. For the Century Patriots, and again, the Majettes head coach is Sherry Carlson in her 6th season. The Century Patriots, I want to say the gals that play predominantly for them. J.C. Clark, the libero, is a senior at 5'4". Claire Bauman is a senior at 6 foot, and she's a junior. Macy Phrygian is a 6 foot senior, one of the leaders in kills for the Patriots. Delaney Clark, a 5'6 senior. Cameron Harder, a 5'9 senior. Those are all hitters right there. And then you got Logan Nisley, a 6 foot junior. Autumn Ketterling is a back-line player for the Patriots as a senior, as was Hallie Matter. They both stand 5'7". Dylan Dennis is a senior at 5'9". And then you got Abby Fletcher, who kind of shares the setting duties along with Delaney Clark. And then the other night we saw Haven Fitterer, a 5'9 junior, and also Eden Fridley, a 5'10 sophomore that got some time for the first time this season. Yeah,
they mixed up the lineup a little bit last week, try to spice it up, when they were struggling. And sometimes you just got to try something different, right? You know, they play a very untraditional offense, Century does. They run a combination of a 4-2 and a 6-2. It depends on which setter they're using and whether it's a back row setter or a front row setter. And that night they went to a traditional 6-2 for a little while. And, you know, they got some great arm swings that night out of Eden Fridley. You know, she added quite a bit of spark for that team when they were kind of struggling a little bit against Bismarck High. So sometimes you just got to mix it up and try something new.
Century will have Harder, Bauman, Nisley, Ketterling, Clark, and Clark on the court. Minot High will counter with Evenson, Neschheim. Avery Lundy will be serving. And we'll set the rest of that lineup in just a second as I got ponytails in front of numbers, so Lundy gets us underway. Pass to the front and a roll shot over by Nisley. Set up by Franz Fogg. Back row attack tipped over by Minot High. Nisley fires again, and that's down. A kill for Logan Nisley.
I'm told that the student section tonight, the seniors are the ones in black, and the underclassmen are the ones in neon. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, we got about a 50-50 shot right now with those kids.
Nisley will serve it across, and an ace. Right off the bat, Nisley with a kill and an ace, and Century leads quickly 2-0 in set one.
That was one of the things missing for them last week against Bismarck High. I think they only had 2 aces the entire match, which, you know, when you go 4 games is pretty low for a team like this.
Evenson, flat foot, sends it across. Set by Clark, swing by Dennis, and that's down.
Great.
Off of Avery Lundy for the point.
Great set by Delaney Clark there. Just gave her a chance. Nice off the net. Gave Dennis plenty of room to swing.
Century has stacked 3 straight to start set one. Nisley sometimes jump serves tonight. Just a flat-footed serve. Tip by Evenson, and that's going to result in a kill.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, great dig by Delaney Clark in the back row, but kind of a tough turnaround for your middle to kind of reach back there.
Michael Walter on for Minot High. Back to serve it up is Alex Neschheim. Almost gets an ace. Nice save by Harder. Sent across by J.C. Clark. Set up by Franz Fogg. Backslide for Walter, and that's down.
Yeah,
Kill.
That was a good tip right there. Wide open right there. That side of the court was really playing back on their heels, and great tip to start there for Minot.
Michael Walter gets her first kill of the night. Served by Neschheim. Dennis far side swing. Pushed to the front by Sanders. Tipped. Nice play by Mariah Evenson.
Caught in the exact same spot as on the other side. You know, defense was just playing a little bit deep, not expecting the tip, and it was a good read by Minot's offense to be able to read that and say, hey, go for the spot.
Quick start for Evenson. She's got 2 kills, averages a team high 11.3. Century goes middle for Claire Bauman, tools it off the top of the block, and that's a kill for Bauman.
Yeah, great, nice, you know, on tempo, great in-system attack there by Century. You know, it's really important to get your middle involved right from the beginning of a match. The more you set your middle, the more they're going to call the ball and stay, you know, involved in that offense throughout the night.
Walter with an attack error as little backslide again. Behind the setter went Michael Walter, but that sails long, and the Century Patriots lead 5-3 on your BNC National Bank scoreboard. J.C. Walter serves it up.
Clark.
J.C. Clark, beg your pardon. Oh, a block there by Century. Back on the Minot side. Evenson will swing, dug by Nisley. Set up and a swing by Harder, and that's into the net. An attack error for Century.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Just a tough pass that led into a little bit, you know, out of system there for Century. They just need to get the ball over the net.
Milena Strand comes on for Minot High. And back to serve. Ooh, there's a big hit. Macy Fridgen, welcome to the party.
One. Yeah, she just jumped right on top of everybody right there. But she had a solo block there on the outside. They did a really good job holding that middle, right in the middle. I think that was Dennis that ran that route right into the middle, and then Macy was left alone on the outside.
Hallie Mattern will serve it over. Franz Fogg with the set, swing by Strand. Tipped by Century, kept alive. That'll be bumped across. A free ball, that might have been long.
Yeah,
and now a
really
dump
close.
shot. Oof. Nice play by Franz Fogg. Almost tipped.
Tip. I think you're right. I think that might have been long there on the back end, but good setter dump there, right there into the middle of the court.
Francois gets the kill, and Century goes to Macy Fridgen right off the ricochet off the block, and that's a point for Century.
She swings really hard. You know, I look at her all the time, and I'm like, could I be 6 foot? You know, like what would it take?
Century on top, 7-5. Ketterling serves it up. Front row pass, tip across, and Minot High is getting some mileage out of the tip this time.
Yeah, they have. They've done a really good job on that. Just reading the room. You know, sometimes you got to read the other side of the court. It's been open for them every single time. We'll have to see if Century adjusts a little bit on their offense or on their defense, or if they're just going to kind of see if it still plays out like that. Some really good sets to start this match by Minot that's given them those opportunities.
Oh, down the line goes Nisley.
That's a wild shot, honestly. I mean, that's a really tough shot. She hit that from her shoulder placement, was really far down. To really be able to like cut that back around the block into that one spot was tough.
Fridgen serves it across. Dumped across by Franzvog. Set by Fletcher. Middle hammer.
Oh, wow.
For
Off
Bauman.
her head. Ouch.
Dug out of there by Neschheim. And now a kill. I think that was, who was that? Fletcher? Bauman?
That was Bauman. Yep. Yeah, that was good offense by Century there. They were really in rhythm for most of that side of the court, but ouch. I mean, good job by that libero to get that ball back over the net. I think it surprised everybody, you know.
That makes you wonder why you want to be a libero right there.
Yes, I can say that I've taken a few off of the head down the line a few different times while playing defense. You know, you just got to pop back up and pretend it didn't happen, frankly.
Milena Strand gets a kill there for Minot High. Now Grace Sanders will go back to serve. Century leads 9-7 in set one. Fletcher goes middle, tipped over by Bauman, kept alive. Swing by Naring, still on the Minot side. Now it's bumped across. Good hustle there by the Magi. Lundy gets a swing near side. Mattern, now a back row attack for Ketterling. Dug out by libero Neschheim. Backslide, Naring swings in.
Yeah, that was a good route by her. Set could be a little bit further back to the pin, but really good route by her. Century was sucked in a little bit on that side of the defense. Good choice. You know, they've got a front row setter right now, so good choice by them to be able to run that attack behind.
Oh, and an ace. Grace Sanders gets her 13th ace of the season.
Yeah, that was a good serve. Gotta love when that hits the tape.
Tickles the tape and falls on the good side if you're a Majet fan. And another back-to-back.
Yeah, Century's really got to pick up their, you know, serve receive. I know that was a big issue for them coming out of that game with Bismarck High was their serve receive. I know that was something that they were going to take and the next day really work on.
Fletcher, back set. Nisley hits hard. It's down off the libero.
I say that's one of the hardest balls to play defense again is, you know, most of the attacks in a volleyball match are funneled to your middle and to your outside. You know, not all of your attacks are to that right side. So anytime that right side attack comes down the line, it's virtually, you know, the defense is just out there. Oh, good block there by Bauman.
Yeah, solo block, return to sender. That's a point for Century. Bauman, one of the league leaders in blocks. Claire averages about 1.4 of those a night. That'll get you in the top 5 in the WDA.
Yeah, she's got ups. She really can hop.
Tipped over by Lundy. Saved by Clark. Now Clark bumps it. Roll shot over by Nisley. Set up for Minot High. Back row attack for Evenson. Ooh, nice dig.
Yeah, that was a good attack too. I think she mishit it almost, but it came their way.
Cameron Harder off the block. That's out. Point Century. 12-10. Century leads your BNC National Bank scoreboard. Delaney Clark with the serve. Dug out by Evenson. Tipped over by Lundy. Set for Century's Clark. Far pin. There goes Nisley. Hammer time.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. It was a great pass. Exactly where you wanted that pass to come. You know, great set by Delaney. You know, it was right on the tempo and, you know, just great route by Logan Nisley. She does a really good job of, you know, hanging in the air sometimes, even if the set isn't perfect. She's got such a good jump on her.
Nice pass by Sanders, and that sets up a play there for Lundy as she ricochets it off the block for the point for the Majets.
That was a great attack right there. Sometimes you just got to find the hands and swing.
13-11. Patriots lead by 2, and Lundy with a nice backline serve. Ketterling, flat-footed, send across by Nisley. Set by Franzvog, near side Evenson, fires off the block, and it's down.
Yep, tough one to play defense on when that ball really hits high off the hands like that. It's such a tough trajectory, especially for where the setter is on the court right there, because, it's going over her head, and so it's really tough unless she wants to, fall backwards, be able to get that ball.
Far side swing for Harder. Nice block there from Minot High. Franzvog has to chase it down, sent across by Neschheim, and an attack error for your libero gives Century the point.
Yeah, she probably doesn't attack the ball a lot. I mean, good on her for being aggressive, Sometimes that's what you want to see more than anything in a match like this where you're not technically, quote unquote, supposed to win. You just want to see your team be aggressive.
Century sends it over on the serve by Nisley. Nice hit there for Naring. Dug out by Century. Dylan Dennis on the attack. Good dig by Neschheim. Tipped over by Franzvog. Cleared up by Century. Harder with the swing. Wide.
Yeah. It's just the set was a little bit too far in. She swung really hard at that ball, trying to be aggressive, but it was just, not where you want to see that ball set, and so it was a tough angle for her.
Alex Neschheim back to serve, and that's wide right. Service error for the Majets, and Century leads 15-13. Nisley with a team-high 4 kills thus far for Century. Minot led by the 3 of Mariah Evenson.
Minot's been really aggressive from the service line, too. It's been good to see.
Near side Evenson bumps it across. Dennis sets it up. Sent over. Nice play by
choice.
Delaney Clark.
I rarely say that's a great choice to see a setter dump it from that far off, but you could really tell how, back on their heels Minot was, and it was a really, really excellent choice by Delaney Clark there.
Well, you see Abby Fletcher do that a lot, but that's one of the few times that Delaney Clark goes for the setter dump. Evenson attacks. That's a point near
line,
side.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's the 3rd or 4th they've had down the line there on the right side.
Good
or on the outside, excuse me.
Good first set. Century leads 16-14. We can tell you that tonight's match is brought to you by Tires Plus. Can't go wrong with Tires Plus. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. Century far side. Ooh! A block party.
Yeah, that's not often that you see, Macy have that one tossed back right from the 5 spot.
Yeah, nice work there as
Good
tag
block.
teaming on that block was Zoe Czar and also.
What a great name.
Yeah. Cameron Harder rips it off of the back row, and that's a winner for Century.
Good swing. She swung really, really hard at that one. I think that's her first kill of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, Harder. Yes, it is. Thank you, because I probably would have forgot to mark it down.
I got your back, Todd.
Century by 2, Minot High. Can they get a side out? No.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know if that even hit off the block anyway. I think that should have been a 4 call, if anything.
Strand with the attack error, and Century has stacked a few together here with Mattern on the serve. Patriots lead by 3 here in set 1. Franzvog, rip.
Oh, that was
a kill for Mariah Evenson.
That was a great route. I haven't seen them do a lot of, trick plays, for lack of a better term, but she did a really good job of, coming out of her zone and hitting that 2 off the net. There's such great court sight when you are hitting from the middle of the court and you get that nice high ball off the net.
Bump set for Neschheim, sent over by Lundy.
Good set by Hallie Mattern there.
Far side Dennis, tip block. Here comes Avery Lundy. That shot is blocked. Now sent over by Strand, blocked again by Century. Neschheim sends it far side. Strand again down the line. Dug out by Nisley. Tipped over and in.
Ooh.
Avery Lundy tickled the line.
Yeah. I thought it was out, but, I can be wrong. I mean, don't tell anybody, but.
Century by a point. Fletcher, far pin. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Frigid.
Yeah.
Cranks home another.
Yeah, you just can't leave her alone. Anytime she's against a single block, she's just got such great ability. She's got such a great arm swing. It's just really pure. She has what you really think of as a pure arm swing when she really is able to swing through the ball.
Ketterling with Century up by 2. Minot, Lundy with a roll shot, and that's out.
Yeah, they want that spot. They've gone after that spot quite a few times, and it's worked up until that one, but just a mistake. Those happens. You're being aggressive. You're trying to go after a spot that obviously someone on their bench has said, hey, That's where we're going.
Ketterling serves it up. Back set. Strand down the line. Nice dig by Ketterling. Fletcher sets it up.
Good set by Fletcher.
Far pin to Nisley. Dug out by Minot High.
Yeah, in the net there.
And
yeah, setter came from the back row. She just had to run a little bit too far, and then she came into the net.
And the error will give Century a point.
Tough ball to have to play.
Century leads 21-17. Lundy hit the pin. So a couple unforced errors here for the Majettes, and Century has stretched it out at the end of set 1. And you're going to get a timeout on the court. Sherry Carlson wants to talk about it, and we will as well. Hubner National Insurance. Timeout on the court. Call Hubner National Insurance today for all your personal and business insurance needs. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Now, probably a good timeout there by Sherry Carlson. Set 1 slipping away. See if you can get a quick side out here. Call that best side out play. Ketterling sends it into play. Bump, nice pass. Backside, Strand, off the block.
Yeah, that's tough. They got exactly what they wanted. You know, like that's what they were looking for. That's obviously what they were trying to set. You know, it was a good pass. It was a good set. And I think it was just, you know,
I thought that was off the block, but it must have been off the net.
No, I think it was just off the top of the tape, yeah.
Yep. So Minot High with the attack error, and then Century with the service error. Been a clean game for service errors.
Yeah, it really has.
One for each team.
Mm-hmm. Both teams have been pretty aggressive from the service line too, so.
Minot High needs to stack a few together here. Century gets that dump from Fletcher. Ooh, nice pancake for Minot High, kept it alive. Fletcher goes far side. Nisley down the line, yes.
Spot. Same thing, she's just able to really like drop that right shoulder and really cut it across and around. It's a tough shot to hit, but she does a really good job of purposely dropping that shoulder and doing that.
And now, set point for the Patriots. The senior Macy Phrygian.
She's a really good server.
Puts it into play. Tipped over, no. Jousted at the net, point Century, and set 1 will go in favor of the Patriots by 7. Final score on your BNC Bank scoreboard in set 1, it's Century 25, Minot 18, and we're back after this timeout with set 2, Century up 1-0.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
The North Dakota Safety Council is dedicated to preventing injuries and saving lives by offering hundreds of safety courses. The NDSC helps workers return home safely every night and make sure schools are ready for any emergency. Our first aid training and defensive driving courses help save lives. We empower people through personal protection courses and operational risk assessments for businesses. We're a private, nonprofit organization committed to making North Dakota's homes, schools, communities, workplaces, and roads the safest in the nation. Learn more at ndsc.org.
Comes back away down to Oproot, and Oproot sends it forward to Luck. Luck's got a 2-on-1 into the zone. Luck dropped it back. Morelli's in, shoots. He scores! Oh, what a twisted wrister from Morelli. He made no doubt about it. Short-handed goal for the Magi. They lead 2-0.
Todd Domrey's Tia Streeta. We're back at Century High School. Hey, you get a look at that student section. And Tia, what did you say earlier? That
the black is the seniors and the neon are underclassmen.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. It's amazing how much, student sections really put a lot of thought and time and work into their outfits every single week.
Indeed. Now we're just about set for set 2. Get a chance to tell you that Chuppy Clinic, proud to bring you tonight's game. After more than just basic adjustments of the spine, find them online at chuppy.com. Sent in by Mattern. Swing by Naring. Ooh, got right into the body of Hallie Mattern.
Swing.
That's
Good start.
A kill for Michael Naring. Mikhail Naring, I beg your pardon. I'll get it straight eventually. Alex Nesham with the serve. Century gets a back set for Fletcher. Tipped over by Phrygian. Saved and passed across by Minot High. Now a
good
back spot. Oh, it's just wide for Fletcher. Good recognition.
Good choice.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was definitely a great choice. Sometimes it just doesn't work out for you.
Majets jump up on top. I like it when they're the Majets, but the home standing scoreboard operator puts magicians up there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that. You're correct. I said, when I started doing sports call 15 years ago now in Bismarck, and started covering Minot and stuff, it was like the magicians, the Majets. That used to get me on air all the time. No matter how many times you tell yourself which way it is.
Century gets an ace there from Autumn Ketterling. Sent back into play and dug out there by Sanders. Tipped across by Naring. Swing in the middle for Phrygian. Nice dig by the libero. Minot High pushes across. Evenson. Ooh, good idea. There was an open spot there, just too wide.
Yeah, that was a tough one there. Sometimes, I think Minot's done a really good job tonight of trying to mix it up and bring in some of those tips, but then sometimes you got to know when to go back and really start swinging because the other team starts to pick up some of that, attack change, and you got to make the change then back as well.
Century sends a free ball over Minot High. Roll shot by Naring.
Good set.
Nisley got it. Back line and in.
Great tempo.
Logan Nisley with 6 kills already on the night. Averages a team high 11.2.
She just does such a good job of mixing things up between swinging hard and, putting in some roll-off shots and tipping the ball. She's really just able to keep other teams off balance with what a good job she's able to do offensively. She swings really hard, but she doesn't swing really hard every single time.
We'll talk about swinging hard. Mariah Evenson, the senior, just got her 6th kill of the night. Tooled the Century block. Back comes Nisley. Ooh, nice dig by Nesham. Back at it. Nisley again. Dug out by Evenson. Swing by Strand. It's down.
Great choice to go, to the backside right there on that one by their setter. Really, really good thinking.
Little paintbrush hit there by Milena Strand. Went with the changeup. Found the spot. We're tied at 4. Century leads 1-0. Good to have you on the PSP network tonight. Class A volleyball broadcasts. There's a big blistering shot by Phrygian. Now Evenson into the net.
The setters for both teams, obviously Century runs a 2-setter offense. Minot just runs 1, but, all 3 setters tonight have been really good, have been making really great decisions. And honestly, I think that's why, the points are so tight for both these 2 games so far.
Phrygian with the serve. Swing Evenson blocked.
Oh, good block.
Nisley, Bauman, half a block each. Point Century.
Yeah, I don't know if that was purposeful on Minot's part to kind of set that in between the 2 locations. There is technically a set that does happen there, but I'm not sure if that was purposeful in that point. And it was a pretty easy ball to block there for Nisley.
Yeah, Minot High with an error there. Gives Century 3 straight. Pregame serving them up. Evenson tips it. Sanders keeps it alive. Swing Naring. Good spot. Nice dig by Pregame.
Yeah, great dig by her. She doesn't have to play a lot of defense, but does a good job when she has to.
Cut shot across by Nisley. Sent back over by Nesham. Here's Nisley again. And a kill.
Oh, good job by Nisley to hang in the air there. That set was a little bit too far off the net, and she really, she was early on her approach, early on her jump, and she was just able to hang there. That's what good athletes do, right? They're able to just kind of turn a negative into a positive.
Evenson. Now a flat-footed send across by Strand. Tipped over, nobody home. That's Fletcher. She likes that back tip.
She does, yes. And it's kind of hard when you have a setter, when you have a really good offense like Century does, when your setter likes to dump.
And a timeout on the court. Sherry Carlson wants to talk about it. A Hub International Insurance timeout. Call your local Hub agents, Leif Olson, Josh Quintel, for your personal insurance needs. We're back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Sherry Carlson calls timeout. Century leads 9-4 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Patriots up 1-0. Senior night here for Century. Evenson sends it across for Minot High. Sent over by Bauman and a kill.
Good spot. She had a kill right to start the game, and then there she is coming in again. Good job by her. The set was a little bit off the net. She was able to make the adjustment and still make it playable.
Preggame's been at the service line for a while now.
She's such a good server, just really aggressive.
Yeah, the broadcaster jinx in full effect.
Yeah, exactly.
She has the service error.
She does a good job. She's just got, a good toss, and she really floats the ball over.
10-5, Patriots have doubled up Minot, and back-to-back service errors as Evenson can't find the court. 11-5, Century leads. Nisley with a game high, match high, 7 kills for Century. Evenson has 6 for Minot High. Nice dig by Neschheim. Swing by Naring, sails long.
Yeah, that was tough. It was a good pass. To initially start there, they just got to make sure that they get that set a little bit closer to the net so she can get a full approach.
Check that. That was not the error by Naring there. It was Michael Walter. Century almost with an ace. Sent over by Strand. Middle swing for Bauman. In.
Kind of made, the best of that one, honestly.
Century cruise control here in set 2 until
you gave her the jinx again?
Yep.
2 in a row?
It happens.
Sometimes you really do wonder if they hear us, right?
Minor after the game, we'll have our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. Planning Team Financial Advisors helping clients work towards financial freedom. Southpaw Sophie Eggy into the serve. Sent in to Bauman, and that one hits the tape and goes into the net. 4 hits on the Century side. It'll be a point for Minot High.
Just a tough swing, Sometimes you just hit the ball a little bit. It was a good set by Clark there to bring that all the way back, still with some pace.
Good serve by Eggy, and now Cameron Harder caroms it off the block for a point.
I had to look at the score. I wasn't even sure what the score was because it's been, more evenly matched to me in this game than 14-7. It's been pretty back and forth.
Yeah, just the 5 or 6 that Pregame stacked up.
Yep, that was the difference so far.
Set by Franzfog, swing Naring. Bounces off a couple Century defenders, and that's a kill for Michael Naring.
Nice kick right in the middle.
I'll get that straight eventually.
Nice quick hit there right in the middle.
Grace Sanders on the serve. Dig by Dennis. Kept alive by Clark, and a back row attack for Nisley. Here comes Lundy. Off the edge of the block. Sent over by Cameron Harder. Tip Franzfog. Backslide Naring. Tips into the donut. Point for Minot High.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Everybody kind of, for Century's defense looked at each other and went, shoot. You kind of all look at each other at the same time, and you all pull back at the same time because you think somebody's going, and it was just one of those moments where nobody did. It's a great tip to the middle.
Century with a free ball across. Minot High, Lundy, blocked. Oh, nice kept alive by Sanders. Oh.
Good touches right there.
The Jets couldn't save it. That was a good initial dig. Good hustle by the Jets. Century leads 15-9. Patriots looking to close out the regular season with back-to-back wins, getting ready for the WDA tournament in Watford City next week. Oh, there's a miss hit. Attack error for the Jets. And it will be Century 16-9 on top on your BNC National Bank scoreboard.
That doesn't happen that often, so you got to just brush that one off, move on to the next point. You can't let Century have runs of, 5, 6 points in a row. You got to really make sure that you're able to come back after you make a mistake like that, because when you got Clark back on the line again serving, you can't have those runs.
Century gets a kill there. Was that Harder?
It was, yeah. I think maybe 3 for her tonight. Does that sound right?
Yep, 3 indeed. And Minot High wants to talk about it again. A timeout on the court. Hub International brings you this timeout. 355-3100. Call them there and ask for Michael Borman for your commercial insurance needs. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
Todd Domrys, Tia Streeter, Nick Holberg run the cameras for it tonight on the PSP Network. Couple timeouts here in set 2 by Minot High. See if the Jets can get a side out. Middle swing, ooh, big.
Yeah, good swing.
Big rip there. That was Mikhail Naring just letting that one go.
Yeah, for a while they were really tipping a lot, and now it looks like they're going to go back and, start swinging away a little bit more and, looking for hands off Century's blockers.
Lundy with the serve. Century leads by a touchdown. Off the block goes Macy Phrygian. Point Century.
Swing away and hope it works sometimes.
Do hitters actually try to hit it off the edge of the block
for sure.
sometimes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what you're trained to do.
Not every time, and no, that's technically not what you're trained to do. You're trained to hit around the block. But there's definitely times where if you're at a certain angle, you're looking for hands and you're looking to go off that and swipe it this way or swipe it that way, because sometimes the set is not as good as you want it to be. And so if that set is misplaced, that's your exact thing that you're looking for, is where is the blocker's hands, and can I try to pop it back out of bounds off those hands, because sometimes that's your only approach.
Evenson was in the net on that last play, and now there goes Mikhail Naring again. Back-to-back kills for her. She's up to 6 on the night. Nesham back to serve with Century leading 19-11. Fletcher sets it. Swing on a cut shot for Phrygian. Backslide, tipped over by Walter. Dug out by Fletcher. Mattern with the set. Swing by Dennis. Dug out by Sanders. Back row attack for Lundy. Good rally here. Mattern sets it up. Phrygian knocks it down.
Yeah, good job there. And like we were just saying about swinging off a, blocker's hands, sometimes it can be the most frustrating thing for a defense to be against. Sometimes you've got hitters that, aren't that tall. Sometimes you'll have a 5'7" girl in the front row, and that's her best play, is to really hit it off hands, and it can be so frustrating for the other team to just have their hands used again and again and again by somebody like that.
Well, we haven't heard from Evenson in a while, but she got that spot again, near side. Tipped home for the winner. Franzfog back at the service line for Minot High.
Good serve.
20 to 12. Nisley got the kill.
Good spot. That's one of those spots that you kind of want your block to take up. And so when it's not taken up, your defense hasn't shifted to cover that. And so that's usually a spot that, if you're able to, hit it, it's going to be a kill because your defense is playing around your block. And then if your block's not covering that, it's easy to get that ball into that spot.
Macy Phrygian with the ace. That one looked like it had a lot of knuckle on it to me.
She just does a really good job of, so when you're float serving, you want to, toss that ball with no spin, and then when you contact that ball in the middle of your hand, you want to create no spin so that it, really just floats off of your hand, and if you've got enough pace on it, sometimes that ball will drop, it'll, bounce high, and nothing better than when you're float serving and it just really, the bottom drops out of it into the middle of the court.
Michael Walter goes just long on the attack air. Century closing in on set 2. They lead 23-12. Lundy and a free ball sent over by Nesham. Fletcher will set it up far side. Nisley big time.
Yeah, Black was just a little bit late coming over. Fletcher being able to jump set that ball was really able to give that half a second delay for, Minot's middle blocker to have to pause and say, what's going to happen here? And sometimes that half a second pause is the difference between a kill and a block.
Minot High trying to keep it alive. And there's an attack air, which will give Century set 2. Patriots lead 2-0 here on their home court on senior night. Final score in set 2, Century 25, Minot High 12. We're back with set 3 after this break on the PSP Network.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Century leads 2-0. Hey, good chance to tell you that a couple upcoming events on the PSP Network. Hey, tomorrow night, it's the inaugural show. Scotty K. Spicy Pie. You just got to say that right there. That's it. That's all you need to say. It's going to be a talk show that Scott Cattell is going to manage for us up in the Minot Market. Coaches, player interviews, and other things going on 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Spicy Pie is the location. Scotty K brings you that every Wednesday night. And, of course, we got big football weekend coming up. Friday night we'll be at St. Mary's for Dickinson and St. Mary's in the 11A semifinals. Saturday afternoon we'll be at New Salem Elmont for Cavalier and New Salem Elmont. That's a 1 p.m. start. And, of course, you got Dakota Bowl coverage, wire-to-wire audio coverage, as WDAY has the video rights, but we'll bring you all the audio broadcasts on the PSP Network of all 4 championship games from the Fargo Dome on November 12th. Underway here in set 3, middle swing for Harder. Got it.
Good spot. I talked about that a little bit. I think it was game 1. Maybe it was game 2. Sometimes they start to blur together. But sometimes that number, what we call the 2 attack, right in the middle of the court, can sometimes be really successful. Teams have gotten away from it in the last 10 years. It was one of the most popular attacks in the middle for a long, long time, but teams have gotten away as offenses have really quickened up. But sometimes going back to that right in the middle, off the net, girls just have such good court vision these days. And sometimes when you can take a full swing, you're really able to get a better attack on the ball.
Bauman ricochets one off the block. And so does Cameron Harder. Tipped for a point. We got a new number in there for Minot High, number 20, and that's nobody on the roster. So we're going to listen intently to the public address announcer when 20 does something, because we want to make sure and recognize her. Cameron Harder, back-to-back kills. She's got 5. Century led by the 9 of Logan Nisley. Oh, there we go. You got a new roster. Well done. Point for Century. And the Patriots quickly on top 3-1. Dig by Sanders. Back tip across by Franzvog. Clark sets it up. Back row attack for Nisley. Near side Evenson. Too far off the side of her hand on the cutter. Goes wide.
Good swing. She was being aggressive. Sometimes, when you're swinging away like that, you're not going to make every single ball that you attack. Sometimes you just got to go, okay, next ball.
Good adjustment there by Strand. Sends it across. Here's Harder. Too long. Attack error on the Patriots.
Just a little bit early on her approach, she really had to reach back for that ball. And sometimes when you reach behind your head like that, then your natural trajectory is going to be high and out of bounds.
Cambry Franzvog will till the service line, puts it in play for the Jets. Dig by Dennis, tip by Clark, and a swing by Harder. Minot High gets a tool block there by Mariah Evenson. She's got 8 kills on the night.
Yeah, she's been really good. I think we knew going in that she was going to be really good, but she's an excellent player. She's got a lot of tools.
Yeah, explosive jumper as well. You mentioned Bauman's jumping ability. Boy, Evenson right there as well. And there's Frigin with a roll shot that goes long. We're tied up at 4 here in set 3. It's kind of been one of those situations where Minot High's been around in each set, but the Patriots just get one run, it seems like. Oh, that's a good
great serve. Yep.
Short serve there by Franzvog.
Yeah, that was a great serve. Tough to defend, especially, in the defensive setup that Century is in right now. They don't really have anybody playing right in the middle of the court, so they're coming across.
Middle hit, and it's blistered home by Macy Frigin.
Yeah, tough to defend that one. When Macy Frigin is able to come in quick right in the middle, she's just tough to defend because she's quick. She's got a quick arm swing and she can just jump over the block.
Just that kind of a 2-foot set, and then bang, that ball's on top of you.
Yes, it is. And that's kind of the point of that one. That was an A. Sometimes we call it a 1 if it's in front, and we call it an A if it's behind. And the point is you just want to take it right out of your setter's hand. She's supposed to just bing, bing. It's supposed to be within a 1-second time frame from set to attack.
Sam Van Bieber was the junior number 20 that's on the court. As is Zoe Czar is on, and now Century gets an ace from the senior Hallie Mattern.
I think she's the leading person on their team with aces on the team too, if I'm right.
She's right there with Frigin. And now after having a couple tonight, she might have passed her. Tipped over by Zoe Czar.
Oh, good touch.
Century keeps that alive. Back on the Minot side. Evenson rolls it over. Set by Dennis. Swing by Fletcher. That's a kill. Abby Fletcher, the senior.
Yeah, she doesn't get to attack the ball very often, as a setter. Good job just being able to swing hard and control that ball into the middle of the court.
Century on top, 8-5. Minor ref the game. We'll have our Sport Clips MVP of the game. Nice dig, Evenson, but nobody there to clean it up.
Tough
Ace
one.
Again for Mattern. You called it. She's catching Macy Frigin as we speak.
Minot's just got to bring the energy up a little bit right now. They're feeling a little bit flat, kind of, feeling like middle of game 3, like, struggling to kind of get some runs together. I think they just need to pick up a little bit of the pace, do as much as they can at this point to kind of bring it back. And sometimes that starts with some energy on the court.
Attack error by the Majets. Mattern kept alive by Neschheim. Bumped over once, bumped over twice. Set now for Dylan Dennis. Blocked nicely by Minot High. Pass number 2 from Nesham. And Mariah Evenson into the block or into the tape, one of the two. And you get a timeout for Minot High. Call Hubbard International today for all your insurance needs. Hubbard International, they're located on Burnt Boat Drive in Northwest Bismarck. They bring you our timeouts and all of our PSP network broadcasts. Century leads 2-0. In set 3, they're on top, 11-5. Back after this timeout on the PSP network.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Hallie Mattern puts the ball in play in set 3. Oh, there's a block for Century. Fletcher Phrygian, the F's combined on her.
Yeah, she just, sometimes you just watch somebody jump and you're like, man, just elevates above that net.
12-5, Century on top, and a service error for Mattern. Ball goes rolling out the door, out into the commons at Century. It's kind of looking Bo Jackson scored that touchdown for the Seattle Seahawks years ago, and he ran into the tunnel at the Superdome. Somebody from Minot High just had to run into the commons and get the ball. They haven't came back yet.
No, that was really a much-needed run there by Century to get, Hallie Mattern on the back line and to really, be able to string together some points. They needed that.
Evenson, just like Bo Jackson did. Now she's got to serve. Oh, good serve.
Great
serve. She just ran 100 in the hallway. Attack error by Dennis. Be a point for Minot High. Reminder after the game, we'll have our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. They can help you move across town or across the country. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Get Century in the net there or Minot?
No, Minot in the net.
Yep, Minot in the net. And there goes Evenson having to get the ball underneath the bleachers this time. She's pulling double duty, folks. Hey, tonight's game brought to you in part by Chuppy Clinic in Bismarck. Find them online at chuppy.com. Also brought to you by Tires Plus. Can't go wrong with Tires Plus. Find them online at TiresPlusND.com. Swing in the middle there by Van Bieben. And it's a kill.
Just a communication error. Sometimes that's tough. You get that dig up and then you have something as simple as a communication error and the rally for you.
I got to get this information down for one Sam Van Bieber. She was not on my roster from a month ago when they played at St. Mary's, but now the junior is in there. Got her first kill tonight. Nisley cuts one home near side in front of the Minot High bench.
Good job by her to hang in the air right there.
10 kills, match high for Logan Nisley.
Yeah, she's looked really good tonight.
Number 3, Macy Phrygian.
Phrygian rifles one across. Nice dig by Evenson. Set Franzfog, middle swing. Naring, ooh, got the corner. Nice hit.
Really good hit.
Kale Naring is
great spot.
Had a quiet first set, but now she's up to 7 kills on the night.
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of such a tough spot to defend that back corner right there because you've really got your defense kind of spread out almost in a W shape. So anytime you look at that spot right there in the back, it's really tough.
Nisley just got number 11. Boy, you said it. She's got a variety of ways to damage you. She can tool the block. She can hit that down the line shot. She's got the cut shot that she brings to the near side a lot of times. So, yeah, it's a lot of weapons that Nisley can go to.
She's a really, really complete player. I mean, she's just one of those kids that she's a great leader, number one, but number two, she's just one of those players that when she's on the court, she has such incredible ball control that any ball she touches, she's going to find a way to make it playable.
Century, the nice scramble drill. They get it to Nisley. And She blisters one home.
Yeah, because when you go from that attack to the attack she had before last time that was off speed, it's really just able to keep defenses back on their heels. And it's like, what are you going to get next time from her,
Delaney Clark with the ace. Century has stretched it out here. This is that one little run again that they've put on in every set tonight. Is reminder that tonight's game brought to you in part by the Medicine Shop of Bismarck. They offer free delivery and get your flu shot at the Medicine Shop. Avery Lundy returned to sender.
Yeah, that was a good attack right there. It's kind of fun, too, because the runs that Century's had have all come from their seniors. They got it from Mattern. They got a great run from Macy Fridgen. Now they got a little bit of a run there from Delaney Clark, and that just makes it fun when your seniors have a great match on senior night.
Claire Bauman tipped over by Franzbog. Oh, you're going to get her in the net. Franzbog with the tip for Minot High, but she tickled the bottom of that net. Down official noticed that, and it'll be 18-10 in favor of Century here as the Patriots lead 2-0. Franzbog swing nearing. Ooh, nice play,
Good
nice spot.
Yep, great spot. A little bit out of defensive rotation there for Century. I would say you got to play from the court out to the court in. It's easier to make a decision if you're all the way on the outside of the court whether that ball is going to be out, and if it's in front of you, that ball is going to be in. And so that was just a little bit of a misplacement, and it was a great swing by Minot to really be able to take advantage of that.
Oh, and an ace.
Good serve.
Alex Neschheim gets her first ace of the night, 16th on the season. Minot High down by 6. 18-12, Majets trail this one as Dennis. Ooh, that's right at the net. Ooh, saved by Century. Kept alive by Sanders. Pass one, now pass two. Tip by Evenson, got it.
Yep, good tip.
She's had that spot dialed in all night long.
Yep, good court vision right there to be able to see that one was open. And, Delaney Clark, I think she just took a chance hoping that was out, and it was not. It was a really good tip.
Neschheim sends another one in. Dug by J.C. Clark. Back row attack, Nisley. Dug out by Lundy. Bumped up by Franzbog. Back row attack, Sanders. Nice play.
Yep, good job. They haven't really attacked very often from the back row tonight. But that was a really good on-tempo set, and she was just able to swing away. Sometimes that's the best part about attacking from the back row is you just can take such a large arm swing.
All 5'3" of Grace Sanders got all that one from the back row. Oh, there's a dump.
Yeah.
Delaney Clark has done that a couple times tonight.
Yep, that was her second one that she, really tipped almost from the 10-foot line.
Century on top, 19-14. J.C. Clark, long. Patriots lead 19-15. Thanks to BNC Bank for bringing you our scoreboard tonight. They're community-driven, customer-focused, the bank for business people. Franzbog will toe the service line. Nisley digs it up, pass one, now pass two, now Harder hammers it.
It's a good swing. Really tight set to the net, which, plays well for Cameron Harder. She's got, long limbs. She's just able to kind of hang there in the air and swing hard, and that was one of those good plays where that set was tight, but she just, didn't have a double block up, and she could just swing.
Harder with a half dozen kills tonight. Century closing in on a sweep as Fridgen goes far side. Neschheim, now Lundy with a free ball over for Century. Nisley digs it, tipped back row, Fletcher, kept alive, Avery Lundy. Neschheim rolls it over. Set by Mattern, swing by Dennis, blocked by Minot High. Tipped over Fletcher. Back set from Franzbog, swing there for Czar. Back tip Fletcher, oh boy.
Good spot. I think obviously that pass was super tight to the net there by J.C. Clark, and Minot's defense, sometimes that's like half the battle is you're like reading what's happening on the other side of the court, and Minot did a really good job of reading that, but good job obviously by, Abby Fletcher there. She was just able to redirect that ball to where they weren't.
Swing for Fridgen off the block, tipped once, twice, kept alive by Minot High. Majets send it over, now Dylan Dennis. Went long.
Good set. She wants that one back. Sometimes you get the best set in the world and, you mishit it like that and you go, oh, shoot.
Minot High Puts it in play. Oh, double catch there by Minot. They kept it alive. Century back over to the Minot side. Now Nesheim, back row attack. Dylan Dennis back. Blocked by Minot. Phrygian sets it up. And it's blocked again. Minot had a well-formed block.
Yep, they were ready. Good job by them. You know, sometimes it's just about reading the hand, picking up the pace. You know, where's that ball going to be set? And they just did a really good job of camping out.
Minot High has got a little run here. Short serve by Evenson. 21-17. Ooh, off the tip block. Phrygian with another kill. Autumn Ketterling will come on to serve. Century looking to close this baby out. 22-17, Patriots on top. Near side, Lundy tipped it, kept alive, back on the Minot side. Good dig by Mattern. Zoe Czar, nice dig for Clark. Swing by Nisley off the block. 13 kills tonight for Logan Nisley.
Yeah, that was really good. And Evenson, she got up after that and she really wanted that. You could just see she was almost deflated when that ball hit the ground.
Century on top, 23-17. Timeout brought to you by Hub International Insurance. They're located on Burnt Boat Drive in Northwest Bismarck. We break. We're back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Jousted at the nets, and a point for Century. And we're at set point. Boy, that went fast.
It did. Yep.
Ketterling rifles it across. Minot High, back row attack, Evenson.
Good
dug
swing.
by Mattern. Kept alive by Fletcher, but it's a kill for Mariah Evenson. That's her 10th of the night.
Yeah, good swing. She's been really, really good. She just kind of swung away. And like I said earlier, sometimes when you get those attacks in the back row, you've got so much court to work with, and you've got such a big arm swing that you can take that it's kind of fun to swing from the back row.
Century looking for their 16th sweep in conference play. Good serve there. Minot High, now Phrygian. Oh, good dig.
Great dig.
Kept alive. Nisley, got it.
Yeah.
Game,
Right across.
set, match. 15th kill of the night for Logan Nisley, and the Patriots win set 3, and they get their 16th sweep of the season here on their home court tonight on senior night. Short break, we'll come back, get a word with head coach Jamie Zastapool and some player interviews as our planning team financial advisors postgame show comes up next. Century wins 3-0. Final score in set 3 at Century 25, Minot High 18.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Back in our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show as Century sweeps this one 3-0. And it's time for our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. They're helping clients work towards financial freedom. And right now down the court, Tia Streeter's got a head coach of the Patriots, Jamie Zastapul. Take it away, Tia.
All right, thanks, Todd. We're here with head coach Jamie Zastapul. Jamie, obviously big win tonight, last night of the regular season for WDA. What do you think after tonight?
You know, I was pleased with how they played. They played as a team. We had a lot of different contributors on the floor, and I thought we did well all around, whether it's passing, choosing our hitters, and our blocking looked good. So I was pleased with that last game.
So what's next before tournament time? What do you get ready?
You know, we got to get our JV team ready. That's what we talked about here. We've got our JV has their tournament this weekend, so getting them ready to go. But then just cleaning up some things and fine-tuning some different things that we have to do to get ready for that postseason.
So let's talk a little bit about last week against Bismarck High. You've now rattled off 2 straight. What's the difference between last week and this week, and how did you kind of come back?
You know, we talked to the girls. I think that Bismarck High is a great team, and I think that sometimes you can psych yourself out for those teams, and we've got to control our side. And as long as we can control our side and not worry so much about what's on the other side and make sure we're playing our game, so that's really going to be our focus. You know.
Anything to say about your seniors?
God, we're so lucky to have them. There's so many of them. It's sad to see so many go, but they've left just a great legacy for our program and just awesome.
All right, let's grab Macy here. Thanks, Coach. All right, Macy, congratulations. Senior night on top of it. What did you think after such a successful night?
It's just really special since we're all seniors, and especially me being a senior. It's just really fun to have one last home game with my team, and it's just really special.
Let's talk a little bit about tournament time. What do you think is going to be key for you guys, you know, when you kind of flip the page going into WDA?
We just got to refocus. We've had some really big games lately, and obviously the game against BHS didn't go the way we wanted to, but we'll refocus and just come together as a team again, and so hopefully it'll go better.
All right, thanks so much, Macy. All right, Todd, we'll send it back up to you.
Yeah, well done down the sidelines. There's Tia Streeter. You heard from 11th year head coach Jamie Zastapul, and then also a senior standout. Had to get a senior tonight. Macy Fridgen, 6 kills, couple aces tonight for the Patriots as they win this one 3-0 here on the PSP network. As we get a chance to tell you that our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show is brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors, where they're a full-service financial company planning for your farm or business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit them online at planningteam.com. We're going to effort a couple scores as we'll give you a BNC scoreboard update before we exit stage right tonight. And we'll also come back with our player of the game, our MVP of the game, better known as the player of the game, however you want to phrase it. It's going to be a big player for the Century Patriots tonight, and we'll also have our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. One final timeout. We'll put a bow on this one tonight. North Dakota Class A volleyball action as it's a sweep for the Century Patriots. They win 3-0, and they improve their overall record to 31-2. And the Patriots will finish as the number 1 seed in conference play with a 19-1 overall record. And we'll try to get some scores from across the region tonight, as there was 4 other games in WDA play. Minot High will fall to 13-20, and 8-12 will be their final WDA conference record. And they will be at home against Watford City on Thursday night in a WDA play-in game. That's the next action for the Majets. Century will be your number 1 seed at the WDA tournament starting next Thursday at Watford City, and they will take on the winner of the Dickinson-Williston game as the 1 seed. Stay tuned. More of our postgame after this timeout on the PSP Network.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
The North Dakota Safety Council is dedicated to preventing injuries and saving lives by offering hundreds of safety courses. The NDSC helps workers return home safely every night and make sure schools are ready for any emergency. Our first aid training and defensive driving courses help save lives. We empower people through personal protection courses and operational risk assessments for businesses. We're a private, nonprofit organization committed to making North Dakota's homes, schools, communities, workplaces, and roads the safest in the nation. Learn more at ndsc.org.
Now we're back at Century High School. Lynette Olson Gymnasium is the venue tonight as the Patriots finish WDA play, the final night of the regular season. They win this one in style, 25-18, 25-12, 25-18. Patriots get their 16th sweep in 20 conference matchups on the season. An impressive run for Century. Will take them into the WDA tournament next Thursday as they will play the winner of Dickinson and Williston. Minot High will be at home against Watford City on Thursday night in a WDA play-in game. Now, a couple things to take care of here in our post game. As always, brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors. They're helping clients work towards financial freedom. Our post game, as always, brought to you by the fine folks at the Planning Team Financial Advisors. Reminder, next action for us, actually it'll be, what's the official name of the thing, Scotty? The Scotty K Show from the Spicy Pie tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, up in the Magic City of Minot. That's the inaugural show. That will be a good one. Tune in right here to the PSP Network. It'll be coach's show. It'll be a player show. It'll be community folks involved in the sports world in the Minot area. And so it's the Scotty K Show from the Spicy Pie tomorrow night right here on the PSP Network. Then we'll have football this Friday. Dickinson at St. Mary's on Friday night, 7 p.m. kick. And also we got a doubleheader on Friday night as we will have Century and West Fargo, as that one will kick off at a little bit earlier at 6 o'clock, 6:30, I beg your pardon. Saturday we'll be at New Salem Elmont for Cavalier and NSA, a 1 o'clock start, Dakota Bowl coverage. Next Friday, November 12th, wall-to-wall, 4 championships games for you on the PSP Network. All right, T, it's time now for our Move of the Game, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage, where they focus on the details of the process without ever losing sight of the big picture. They have a step-by-step approach to move management. It includes comprehensive checks, proactive checks, double checks, more checks, and even checks after that to ensure that every step of your move is taken care of. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Tonight's move of the game, I kind of dug a little bit into this one, but I'm going to go with that nifty little back set tip dump that Abby Fletcher has seemingly kind of mastered for the Century Patriots. It was late in set 3, put Century up 21-15, but talk a little bit about that particular shot. As you're a setter, right? Give me the dynamics of that one.
So we call that the lighthouse. If you
the
actually
lighthouse.
The lighthouse, because you turn the hand, right? So
kind of like the Statue of Liberty has.
Yep.
The
So
hand
you think about that light actually moving in a
yeah.
lighthouse in a row. So that's what you're going for with that hand. So you can take that hand and it can go back, it can go forward, it can go to the side. So we kind of call that the lighthouse tip, and it can be done with either hand. Honestly, it can be done with the right hand or it can be done with the left hand. But honestly, more impressive than just that tip as a whole, it's the vision and the thought to actually find that spot open on the court, because being a setter is hard. You've got to think about every other person. You're one person on the team, but you're thinking about everybody at the same time. And so making the decision and having the focus to say, hey, I'm going to take this ball, I'm going to be the one to put it on the court, that's half the battle.
Yeah, well done. Hey, I learned something in every volleyball broadcast.
There you go. I'll teach you something new every day, Tad.
The either-handed lighthouse tip.
Either hand, yep. Absolutely.
Congratulations, Abby Fletcher is your move of the game tonight, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. They can help you move across town or across the country. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Well, we efforted some other finals tonight from the WDA, but this one got over so fast that nothing else has gone final. So we were going to get into the bracketology, but no report in from St. Mary's at Bismarck High, no report in from Legacy at Jamestown, and no report in from Turtle Mountain at Williston. So
I'm going to guess all those are going to go at least 4.
Yeah,
at least 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
So
good
this one was a quick 3-setter. So, all right, last thing we have to do, Tia, it's bring you our player of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips, and they bring you tonight's MVP of the matchup. They're located on South 3rd Street in Bismarck, and they're home to the MVP haircut experience. Sport Clips brings you tonight's match MVP, and man, I think we got to go with the kill leader tonight, right, for the Century Patriots.
Logan Nisley. I mean, she was so good tonight. I mean, she's always good, let's be honest. Like, she's just such a great athlete, and she brings so much to the floor. But tonight, she was especially good. It was one of the better matches I've seen her play this year. She was just so well-rounded. They got her the ball in good situations. They got her great sets, and when she didn't have a great set, she did a really good job of controlling the ball back into the court and finding a spot for that to land.
15 kills. Of course, that's my stat sheet, so that is entirely...
So it could be slightly higher.
It's entirely...
Not lower. Not lower. That's the thing. It's going to be higher, if anything. So
it's entirely unofficial. Cramley, I just learned what a lighthouse tip was. Cut me some slack here. Hey, congratulations. Logan Nisley is your Sport Clips MVP of the contest tonight. Be the MVP when you go to Sport Clips for their MVP haircut experience. Nothing makes you feel quite like that experience at Sport Clips. Sport Clips located at 411 South 3rd Street in Bismarck. Well, hey, that was fun. I mean, that was a half dozen volleyball matches for us, and we enjoyed each and every one of them. And our thanks to you, Tia, for joining our broadcast team. And
thanks for having me.
Keeping me out of the ditch on these volleyball broadcasts. We certainly appreciate that.
It was fun. It was really fun, honestly. And it's great to see volleyball get this type of recognition. Everybody watches football, everybody watches basketball, so it's great. Sport that I love, like volleyball, to get to see it, being live streamed is awesome.
Dang right. And we're going to keep bringing them to you on the PSP Network. All right, that'll put a wrap on our broadcast tonight. Big thanks to all of our in-game sponsors. That's BNC National Bank, bringing you our scoreboard. Our timeout sponsors, Hub International Insurance. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Medicine Shop of Bismarck, Tires Plus, Chuppy Clinic of Bismarck. Our post-game show, as always, brought to you end-to-end by the Planning Team Financial Advisors. And then you had your Sport Clips MVP and your Jobbers Move the Game within your Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. All right, well, Century, as we mentioned, next action for them will be at the WDA tournament next Thursday, and Minot High will be in action this Thursday, and that'll be a WDA play-in game where they will be at home to take on the Watford City Wolves. A reminder, Scotty K, the Scotty K Show from the Spicy Pie tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and then a quick reminder on our football broadcast Friday night, doubleheader from the capital city. You got Dickinson at St. Mary's. That'll be a webcast broadcast for us. We purchased the broadcast rights for that particular game, and then you'll have audio over at the Community Bowl for West Fargo at Century. And then, of course, on Saturday, 9-man football action from New Salem. Again, we have the broadcast rights for that one as well. So PSP will bring you Cavalier at New Salem Almont on Saturday at 2 p.m. And then Dakota Bowl coverage next Friday, November 12th, wall-to-wall coverage, all 4 championship games for you right here on the PSP Network. That'll do for our broadcast tonight. For our game site engineer, Nick Hallberg tonight. My partner, Tia Streeter. I'm Todd Domrey, repeating your final scores. It's a Century sweep tonight. The Patriots win at 25-18, 25-12, and 25-18 again to win this one 3-0. That'll do it for us. Thanks so much for joining us, and so long from Century High School.
Comes back the way down to Oproot, and Oproot sends it forward to Luck. Luck's got a 2-on-1 into the zone. Luck dropped it back. Morelli's in, shoots, he scores! Oh, what a twisted wrister from Morelli. He made no doubt about it. Short-handed goal for the Magi. They lead 2-0.